ride on a bad bed.
Hi, this is Vanessa. I'm with Under Stage Lights, and I'm here today with Alex from All Time Low.
Hello.
So it's been almost 4 years since you were here last.
In Edmonton.
Yeah. And obviously there's been a lot that's happened since then. The most recent thing is your album, Dirty Work. So could you tell your fans just a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's our newest record. It came out like a month and some change ago. And it's I'm super excited about it. You know, we spent a long time making it and getting it right. And for us, it's a pretty big thing because it's our first release on a major label. Mm-hmm. So you know, it's an opportunity for us to grow and to expand as a band and to kind of reach out to new fans on not just a sort of national level, but on a global scale. So it's a big deal for us. And this time around, you know, I think it's a much more kind of it's a much deeper experience. You know, I think there's a much more eclectic sound on it. Rather than focusing on pop punk, we really just went for writing universally recognizable, identifiable songs. And we kind of, that was our big goal, and we sort of dove a little bit more into some of our influences that we hadn't tapped before, where in the past we'd really stuck with, you know, Green Day, Blink, Newfound, bands like that. We kind of jumped a little more into the early 90s that taught us what music really was and what mainstream music was. So there's a lot of like Eve 6 and Third Eye Blind and Sublime, Sugar Ray, bands like that on this record that we kind of also referenced a little bit, as well as, you know, everything that we've done in the past. So I think it's cool. I think it's kind of, you know, you get a slightly bigger picture of what All Time Low is and could be. Okay.
Do you have any thoughts that you'd like to share about the content of the songs as opposed to your previous albums?
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, it has a mix of everything. It still has, you know, I tend to like to write tongue-in-cheek lyrics when they're used for songs. I think, you know, that's just kind of my style. I have a sarcastic personality, and that reflects when we, you know, it reflects through what I want to sing. So you definitely still have that tongue-in-cheek element on the record, but I think also this time around I took some chances with writing a little more honestly, and I kind of got a little bit more personal and a little darker at sometimes as well. And I think, again, that plays into the record being a little bit more sort of like whole and dynamic, I guess. Mm-hmm. Not Whole the band with Courtney Love. Whole like W-H.
So just a little bit about this tour. So far you've been touring a bit of the States and then Canada. Mm-hmm. What has been your favorite show up to this point?
There have been a couple. I think we played a show in Boston at the Bank of America Pavilion, which is a really big deal, I guess. In the past we've always played the House of Blues there, and what's the other venue there?
Where?
Boston, before House of Blues opened.
The
Palladium. Yeah. So we bounced through these clubs, and this one was like a real full-on pavilion. It was right on the water. It was just a really cool kind of upgrade, you know, and like it fit a few more people, so it felt very epic that night, and so that was really cool. It was kind of it made us all feel like maybe there's, you know, the next step is coming, kind of, and it gave us a taste of what we're driving for and what we're working towards. And then once we got up to Canada, I think some of the better shows, Montreal was really, really fun. And I'm bummed that we didn't play a show in Toronto, because I love Toronto. We spent 2 days there. We went and did Much Music, but we didn't actually do a show there because our last tour had a show in Toronto. So timing, it didn't work out, but I did get to hang out there, and that was a lot of fun. But tonight's going to be the best. Edmonton's going to bring it. I can feel it.
So there's an interesting combination of bands on this tour, I find. It's a little bit different from what we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to know kind of what brought you to bring those particular bands onto this tour.
Well, for this leg of the tour, actually, Brighter is opening up, and Brighter is a Canadian band, and I think this is their first tour ever. So one of the, you know, some of the inspiration there was we know the singer. He actually works at Much Music, and that's how we met him, and we found out that he was starting a band, and we like to take out bands that haven't had an opportunity to tour on a national scale yet, you know, and I think so. It was when we found out that he was starting a band, we had a relationship with him in the past, and we knew he's a cool dude. So we kind of, you know, we wanted to help get them out there, I guess. And then with We Are the In Crowd, we're really pulling for those kids. I really like their band, and I think they're good people and they make good music. And I think their record that they have coming up on Hopeless Records is going to be awesome. So you know, we're definitely rooting for them. So it was fun to bring them out. And then Mayday Parade are they're just good dudes, and we haven't toured with them in years. We did the Compromising tour with them.
It was 2 years ago.
Was it the Compromising tour with Mayday, or was it GK? Yeah, Compromising. So yeah, that was like 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I think. So it was you know, it just had been a while since we'd seen those guys, and we heard that they were free, and they also have a new record about to come out, so it just, everything kind of timed out right.
So obviously it's been a while since you've been here. Do you think it'll be such a long span of time again?
No, I would really like to say that I hope not. I don't know why it took us so long to get back. I think really the nature of it was that the last time we came up here fully fledged was we were supporting like other bands. And so since we've started headlining, it's just been a difficult balance, sort of like figuring out where to play and when, and balancing it with all the other places we have to try and play. So it's just one of those things. It's like we don't want to be a band that just plays the United States. We don't want to be a band that just plays one country. We really want to try and we want to be a career band, and we want to, you know, make the world a resource for us and a place, you know, we want to have places that we can go always. So sometimes it's difficult to kind of balance all of that out because there's so many places to go.
Yeah.
But it is weird though that we hadn't been up here in so long, because it's like, you know, next door neighbors kind of thing. But
it's probably partly the distance between the shows too, like
yeah,
the cities.
It's tough. It's definitely tough.
You can only do so many cities in.
Yeah, it's definitely
Canada.
tough. It's definitely tough. I feel worse for the bands that are in vans, because they're, you know, like, we're fortunate enough to be on buses now, but you know, they're the ones driving through the night. So if you're coming out to any of these Canadian tours, pick up the Opening Band's merch, because they could use the gas money.
So obviously you guys have accomplished a lot over the past few years. What can fans expect from you in the near future?
I think, you know, I think where we are right now is with this new record just pretty much being very fresh out of the gate. I think, you know, a lot of touring is really what's lined up for the future. Beyond that, I don't really know. You know, I would assume that we're going to shoot some more music videos and try to do all the fun stuff that goes along with putting a record out, I guess. One of the main things with this band is that we're so, we take pride in the amount that we're on the road, and we try to stay out there as much as possible. So I think, you know, we've just recently been going through some crap where like some shows have been canceled, and we're trying our damnedest to make sure that we still go to those markets, because it's tough when shows fall through and it's completely out of your power, and it's just kind of like, hey, the show's not happening anymore, and we're like, what about our fans? So we're figuring out ways to kind of amend that, and then I think, you know, next year it's just going to be the same, a lot of touring.
And on a worldwide basis, I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. Do you have any final thoughts for your fans?
Just anybody checking this out, thank you so much for checking out our band, and come see us live sometime, because it's fun.